Was very nice as we got set for the beginning of Heat 1A. Here's how they lined up. Dave Villwock and Pico American Dream. Mitch Evans driving the Rooster Tail, the piston-powered boat. Chip Hanauer, Miss Budweiser, who won it last year. Mark Evans, who was then driving Miss Wellness Plan. And Steve David, Miss DOC AccuView. Here's how we called it. Down to about a minute to go. And again, they have got to come up on the start-finish line right at 0. If you get there too soon, you are penalized a lap. And it would be mighty difficult to get much done if you get penalized a lap in this heat, Tom.
Right. We're getting really close to the 1-minute gun, and there it goes. And you can see all the boats are down in the Belle Isle Bridge turn. They're coming up. What they're going to do is come up the backstretch at a slow. They're timing their start now. They're trying to get to their timing mark. They're cruising along, sometimes a little bit slower than they want to, but going at a speed to where they've got that inside position. Dave Villwock, it appears, has got nailed down the inside with the Budweiser right next to him.
Boy, they're both slowing down considerably. Pico and Bud, the two top qualifiers in this heat. Second and third qualifiers overall. Bud second, Pico third. Here comes
Bud's on the inside.
Bud
now.
inside.
Yep, he's got the inside. Dave Villwock let him have the inside.
And Miss Wellness Plan is in that group as well. Now they're all picking it up again.
Yeah, they're getting ready to make the run toward the clock.
10 seconds to go before the start of the race.
They're a little bit early. It's about a 6 or 7 second run from there to the starting line.
And there is the start of the race.
We've got the Budweiser on the inside, Pico's American Dream, and Mitch Evans, and then we've got Stephen David and the Miss DOC AccuView.
Just the way that they set up in qualifying, Chip Hanauer, who swept through the heats here last year, and right behind him, Dave Villwock in the Pico's American Dream.
Chip's got a slight advantage on the inside coming off the Belle Isle turn. Dave Villwock right on his hip, and we see Stephen David way on the outside. Boats coming up the backstretch now, flat out. This is where they're running well over 200 miles an hour heading for that Rooster Tail turn.
The tightest turn in racing, coming right up for Chip Hanauer in the lead.
There's a beautiful shot from the eye in the sky, the Labatt eye in the sky.
It looks as if Chip Hanauer is going to start this year's APBA Gold Cup the same way he did last year, with a solid victory in Heat 1A.
We're looking at our 4th and 5th place boats, I believe, Stephen David and the Miss DOC. Here comes the Budweiser now down the backstretch. Pico right on his tail.
Looks like Villwock is going to have to settle for second. Not much question about that.
That's right. You notice the boat hit the wake there and pick up that right sponson.
Right.
Chip hooked it right there a little bit. Hit the right sponson, dig in it.
Here comes Chip Hagan for the checkered flag, and there we see it. Chip Hanauer, the winner of our first heat here at the APBA Gold Cup races. Dave Villwock will be second. And as we check the further results, indeed, Miss Budweiser with Chip Hanauer took first place in Heat 1A. That's 3 laps at 2.5 miles each. Pico American Dream, Miss DOC AccuView with Steve David, the Miss Wellness Plan with the time Mark Evans driving, and finally the piston-powered Rooster Tail. Afterward, Steve Montgomery talked with the winner down at the dock.
Chip, how's the new boat ride?
Well, it's the old boat, but
rebuilt.
You're right. It's okay. The problem here is it changes all the time, and we're doing this over 2 days. So what we have this afternoon probably is going to be different than what we have now, and what we have tomorrow is probably going to be entirely different than what we have today. So it's a long week.
You know what that 100 points on Villwock did?
Well,
it moves you into first place.
Yeah, the national championship at this point means nothing at all. There's a long season to go.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Bernie says it means something.
Means a lot.
That eye in the sky at a very tight race up front. Actually making some headway on the outside. That's Smokin' Joe's.
They're almost neck and neck going through the Belle Isle turn. Smokin' Joe on the outside, and the DeWalt Tools with Michael Hansen on the inside lane.
Longer way to go on the outside, but Smokin' Joe's by far the fastest qualifier. Had a lap at 168 miles an hour.
Mark Tate with a commanding lead now going into the Rooster Tail turn. A little bit loose. Boat gets up in the air just a little bit. Mark brings it back down.
Mark Tate is a tremendous driver, just 36 years old. Local guy. His dad also driving. In fact, his wife Sandy was a driver.
Sandy was a great limited inboard driver. Won a lot of races and quite a few championships.
Now to the Labatt eye in the sky once again as we take a look at the lead that Mark Tate is opening in the Smokin' Joes over Michael Hansen in DeWalt Tools.
I think Mike Hansen has just resided to the fact that he's going to try and run just behind Mark and protect that second place finish, get those 300 points.
Mark shouldn't have to work the engine all that hard.
Beautiful picture of the Smokin' Joes coming up the backstretch. You can actually see the wing on the back of the boat moving back and forth a little bit. A little bit of concern there. It shouldn't be doing that.
Around the Rooster Tail. And you're looking straight at Smokin' Joe coming at you. What a gorgeous smoke.
White flag lap. Smokin' Joe got the white flag. 1 lap to go. Beautiful running boat down the front straightaway.
Michael Hansen well behind in second place in DeWalt Tools.
I think the battle is for second and third. We've got Jimmy King in the X-side coming up, closing a little bit on the DeWalt Tools. We have a problem on the race course with one of the boats smoking. The Miss Wellness Plan 2, I believe, is the boat that's smoking on the race course.
Miss Wellness Plan 2, not all that well right now. Well, Smokin' Joe's is looking very healthy.
Coming down for the checkered flag. This is going to be the finish of Heat 1B.
There's the checkered flag, and there is Mark Tate roaring by in the Smokin' Joe's. He takes it. Second place going to DeWalt Tools out of Madison, Indiana with Michael Hansen.
And we've got Miss X-side. That turns out to be the boat that's laying down the vapor trail around the race course.
But still going. And bringing up the rear will be Rick Christensen in Miss Wellness Plan 2. So it turns out that Miss Wellness Plan is all right as far as we can see. But bringing up the rear. And as we check the Fruit of the Loom results of Heat 1B, indeed Smokin' Joe's with Mark Tate was an easy winner, followed by DeWalt Tool, Miss X-side, and the Miss Wellness Plan 2, according to form at Heat 1A and 1B. Now, down to the dock for the winner with results.
Mark, outside started in the Detroit River. How come?
Well, you know, first time you run on a clock in a year's time. Just want to get my bearings straight. Had nothing really to prove that heat. You know, we got 400 points. We got the heat win. And we did just what we wanted to with the Camel Power Smokin' Joe.
And we'll be back live with more from Detroit, the APBA Gold Cup, in just a moment. Welcome back live to the Chrysler Jeep APBA Gold Cup Unlimited Hydroplane races here in Detroit. We are on hold. The wind is still blowing hard, but the weather was very nice not long ago when Steve Montgomery put together this Rancho Performance Corner. We're going to take a look at what wings have to do with racing.
Hydroplanes have wings for quite the opposite reason of race cars. On land, wings are used to hold down the back and sometimes the front of the car and increase traction. About 20 years ago, boat racers started mounting wings above the transom designed to lift the back of the boat, get it up onto the surface where it's lighter and faster. This wing can be adjusted with these bolts by the crew when the boat's in the pits, but the driver cannot control this wing from the cockpit. The driver on the race course does control these small wings on the front of the boat, commonly called canards. With his left foot, he can raise these wings and hopefully bring the nose back down.
I guess hopefully would be the key word there, Tom. Normally that works pretty well.
Actually, the canard wings on the front of the boat work pretty well, and the driver, if he uses those in the proper way, really can trim his boat properly.
Let's take a look at who things were working well for in Heat 2A, run yesterday here in the Detroit River. Here's the lineup. Rick Christensen with Miss Wellness Plan 2, Miss DOC AccuView, Steve David, Dave Villwock in the Pico, Mitch Evans, and Mark Evans also. Here's how we called it. Wellness Plan 2 on the outside appears to have the early lead.
Miss DOC is heading side by side with Dave Villwock, heading for the first turn toward the Belle Isle Bridge. Dave Villwock now pulling out to a little bit of a lead. 3 boats abreast going through the Belle Isle turn.
But Dave Villwock has got, by past performance, the most powerful boat. As we look at the Belle Isle Bridge in the background, the widest turn on the Unlimited Hydroplane Racing circuit.
This is a beautiful view of the boats coming down the backstretch. Dave Villwock out in front. Mark Evans in second place on the inside.
It doesn't look like he's going to be on the inside for very long unless Dave Villwock just wants to hold that second lane.
Here's a beautiful shot of the Pico American Dream going through the Rooster Tail turn. Mark Evans still on the inside, trying to gain on his teammate, Dave Villwock. There's a nice shot of Mark Evans. Stephen David, I'm a little bit surprised that I thought that he'd run a little bit quicker and press a little bit more for second place. That those points, the point differential between first and second is very valuable before the end of the day.
Any indication that Steve's having any problem, Tom?
The boat looks a little light on its feet. Maybe he just doesn't have it trimmed quite right. That's something that the crew can work on when they get the boat back to the pits. Each heat they keep tweaking on them to make them better and better. Steve is still hanging in there for third place, but if I was him, I'd charge a little harder to try and get that second place points.
We are in the final lap, and it looks like Dave Villwock is going to take it.
There's again a shot of the Miss DOC AccuView driven by Stephen David.
And there's the checkered flag, which Pico's American Dream will take to win Heat 2A. So Dave Villwock bouncing along, takes the checkered flag.
Second place is Mark Evans, Miss Wellness Plan. And our third place boat is going to be
Steve David. And again, we check the Fruit of the Loom results and tell you now that Mark Evans again is moving up to replace Chip Hanauer, Miss Budweiser, with the injury to Chip, and Ken Dryden steps up to replace Mark. After the race, Steve Montgomery talked with Dave Villwock.
A little bit rougher, you know, different race, but came out okay. Progressive tool, whole family here of people behind us. It's good to do good for them.